ninja were very much the unconventional warfare experts which any army needs.
Never trust a ninja. Even your own ninjas, do not trust them. They will lie and make things up and cheat.
With warlords fighting against each other, allegiances were quite often made and broken at a moment's notice. It was recognized very early on that a hostage system would help keep allegiances.
Japan's most powerful shogun might never have ruled if a ninja hadn't saved his life. The secret rivalry and alliance between Japan's honorable samurai warriors and shadowy ninja agents runs far deeper than the legends, shaping the fate of a nation in extraordinary ways. For centuries, the shadowy ninja and the honorable samurai have been pitted against each other in Japanese teachings, a legendary rivalry that holds an enduring fascination around the world. We picture noble, armored samurai dueling stealthy, black-clad ninjas in countless movies, anime, and video games. These iconic images, while thrilling, are often romanticized and oversimplified. In reality, samurai and ninja weren't always mortal enemies. Both played critical, if very different, roles in Japanese history. Samurai were the elite warrior aristocracy of feudal Japan, storied swordsmen bound by honor and duty. Ninja, in contrast, were masters of espionage and unconventional warfare, lurking in the shadows as spies and assassins. Their rivalry was as much philosophical as it was physical. One fought with strict codes of honor, the other by any means necessary. This video will explore how that legendary rivalry influenced Japan's history and captured its cultural imagination. We'll dive into the origins of both samurai and ninja, unravel their differing codes of honor versus stealth, relive a dramatic clash that pitted them against each other, and see how both left an indelible mark on Japan's identity and pop culture. Understanding the samurai-ninja battle for Japan's soul means grappling with their opposing philosophies and roles. As members of the ruling military class, samurai were public figures who embodied loyalty and honor in society. They lived and died by Bushido, the way of the warrior, a strict code revolving around personal integrity, loyalty to one's lord, and preferring death over dishonor. A samurai's honor was paramount. Many would rather commit ritual suicide, seppuku, than live without it. Ninjas, on the other hand, embraced a very different culture. Unlike samurai, ninjas did not belong to any noble class. They were covert operatives for hire, mercenaries skilled in espionage, sabotage, and assassination. Their guiding principle was pragmatic. Win by any means necessary, honor be damned. Ninjas had no single lord or loyalty. They sold their deadly skills to whichever feudal lord needed them, operating in absolute secrecy. Because of this, samurai society often feared but disdained the ninja, seeing them as dishonorable tricksters rather than true warriors. In popular imagination and in their time, the samurai became the noble, fair fighter, while the ninja came to symbolize deceit and treachery, the dark side of warfare. These contrasting ideals of open honor versus hidden stealth shaped Japanese perceptions of warfare and virtue, creating a lasting tension between two archetypes that were both vital to survival in feudal Japan. A suit of red lacquered samurai armor with a fierce menpo mask faceplate. Samurai were the warrior nobility of Japan, trained from youth in weapons, riding, and the arts of war. Samurai origins. The samurai shi emerged in the Heian period, 794 to 1185, as armed retainers of aristocratic clans. By the 12th century, after bitter conflicts like the Genpei War, they had evolved into Japan's dominant military class, establishing the shogunate, a military government, and ruling in the name of the shogun. Over the next several centuries, samurai stood at the center of Japanese politics and society, sworn to serve their daimyō lords and uphold order. During peacetime, like the Edo era, many even became administrators, scholars, and artists, without ever forgetting their warrior heritage. From a young age, samurai were rigorously trained in martial skills and disciplined in body and mind. The most iconic weapon of the samurai was the katana, a masterfully forged curved sword often called the samurai soul for its significance. But samurai were far from just sword fighters. They were adept archers, masters of kyudo, formidable spearmen with the yari, and skilled horsemen able to charge into battle. A samurai's armor, ō-yoroi, was a work of art, lacquered iron plates and silk lacing, often adorned with clan crests, designed to be both protective and a symbol of status on the battlefield. In combat, samurai generally fought in the open, whether in one-on-one duels or large formations, adhering to a code of conduct that valued bravery and honorable engagement over deceit. Their battle tactics emphasized discipline, directness, and personal valor. Legendary samurai heroes abound in history, such as the master swordsman Miyamoto Musashi, famed for winning duels against multiple opponents. The warlord Oda Nobunaga, who brutally unified half of Japan, and Tokugawa Ieyasu, who founded a dynasty of shoguns. These figures, and many others, left an enduring mark on their era, their exploits recorded in countless chronicles and stories. 18th century illustration of two ninja in disguise. Dressed like monks or peasants and concealing weapons, swords and a naginata polearm, ninja could infiltrate enemy strongholds unnoticed. The ninja, also known as shinobi, rose to prominence later, during the chaotic Sengoku period, 1467–1603, an age of constant civil war and upheaval. In a time when daimyō warlords battled endlessly, the need for espionage, scouting, and covert warfare grew. Certain remote regions, especially Iga and Koga in central Japan, became breeding grounds for this new kind of operative. These rural provinces fostered clans of ninja, often composed of lower-ranking samurai, ronin, or peasants, who turned to irregular warfare to defend their autonomy. Unlike the hierarchical samurai armies, Iga and Koga were famous for self-organized networks of ninja families, passing down secret techniques, ninjutsu, through generations. Ninjutsu, the art of stealth and endurance, encompassed a wide range of skills: espionage, infiltration, ambush tactics, sabotage, and assassination. A ninja's training was clandestine and rigorous. They learned to move silently, disguise themselves as civilians or monks, and endure harsh conditions. Weapons and tools were chosen for sneak attacks and agility. Iron throwing stars, shuriken to distract or wound, small concealed daggers, kunai for close combat or climbing, blowguns and poisons for silent kills, and even smoke bombs to blind and vanish in a pinch. Dressed in dark navy or gray and not always pitch black, as legend suggests, a ninja could melt into the night or the forest. Their fighting style stressed deception and surprise. Instead of meeting the enemy head-on, they struck from the shadows at the opportune moment. Ninja operatives often infiltrated enemy castles to set fires or gather intelligence, and they spread misinformation to confuse foes. Such tactics were anathema to the samurai's sense of honor. In fact, samurai manuals warned of shinobi infiltrators, but they were brutally effective in an era where victory could hinge on a single act of sabotage. Notable ninja figures are fewer in the records by the very nature of their secrecy, yet some names shine through. Hattori Hanzo is perhaps the most famed, an Iga-born ninja leader and samurai retainer, celebrated for his cunning strategies. He is credited with saving the life of Tokugawa Ieyasu by guiding Ieyasu through dangerous territory in 1582, a pivotal act that helped Ieyasu later unite Japan as shogun. Other legendary shinobi include Fuma Kotaro, who, according to legends, led a band of ninja that harassed rival warlords, and Mochizuki Chiyome, a woman who allegedly ran a network of female ninja kunoichi spies. Ninja clans as a whole defined their legacy through collective action. They protected their homelands with guerrilla resistance, sold their services across Japan, and influenced warfare in ways the history books only hint at, precisely because they operated in the shadows. The tension between samurai and ninja reached a dramatic climax in the late 16th century when their worlds collided in open war. The flashpoint was Iga Province, the rugged homeland of the ninja. For years, the autonomous Iga ninja clans had managed to defy samurai authority. In 1579, warlord Oda Nobunaga's own son led a force of 8,000 samurai to invade Iga, only to suffer a humiliating defeat at the hands of the ninja, who used superior terrain knowledge and guerrilla tactics to rout the invaders. This upset, a band of ninja and local insurgents defeating a much larger samurai army, infuriated Nobunaga. The mighty warlord was determined to crush Iga and its peasant warriors once and for all. In 1581, Nobunaga returned with an overwhelming force. Accounts say 40,000, 50,000 of his samurai troops poured into Iga from multiple directions. Facing them were perhaps a few thousand ninja and Iga fighters, vastly outnumbered. The Tenshō Iga War that followed was a brutal and pivotal conflict. The ninja clans fought ferociously from the shadows, launching night raids, ambushes, and booby traps against the invading samurai. They knew every mountain pass and forest trail, and for a time the terrain itself was their ally. But sheer numbers and firepower were against them. Nobunaga's armies methodically burned villages, temples, and forts as they advanced, destroying hiding places and supplies. Legendary ninja strongholds like Hijiyama and Kashiwara Castle fell after desperate resistance. By October 1581, the Iga defenders were overwhelmed. The aftermath was grim. Iga's forces were decimated, many captured ninja were executed on the spot, and others fled into exile. The once independent ninja haven of Iga had been brutally subdued by samurai might. Yet, in a twist of fate, this catastrophic battle also set the stage for a remarkable alliance. Among those who escaped Iga's fall were skilled ninja who would later offer their services to Tokugawa Ieyasu, Nobunaga's ally and an up-and-coming lord. Ieyasu, known for his shrewdness, gladly took in these shinobi survivors. He valued their expertise in espionage and irregular warfare, employing former Iga ninja as his personal spies and bodyguards. In the decisive years that followed, Ieyasu's ninja agents proved invaluable. They gathered intelligence and carried out covert operations that helped Ieyasu win key conflicts, including the Battle of Sekigahara in 1600, the ultimate showdown that allowed him to become shogun. Thus, the ninja, the very same outlaws Nobunaga had tried to exterminate, ended up contributing to the rise of the Tokugawa shogunate, the new samurai order that would rule a peaceful Japan for over 250 years. The clash between Nobunaga's samurai and the Iga ninja remains one of history's most dramatic samurai vs. ninja encounters, often retold in books and movies as the epitome of honor versus cunning. It highlights the paradox of this rivalry. In trying to destroy the ninja, the samurai ultimately reinforced how indispensable the ninja's skills were. The battle for Japan's soul was not won by sword or stealth alone, but by an uneasy fusion of both. Samurai and ninja, in their conflict and in their alliance, together shaped the course of Japanese history. In the end, the samurai and ninja left twin legacies that have forever imprinted on Japan's cultural identity. The samurai's influence is immediately visible in Japanese values and traditions. Their Bushido principles of honor, loyalty, and self-discipline became cultural cornerstones. Echoes of the samurai ethos can be seen today in modern Japanese martial arts like kendo and judo, and even in the nation's corporate work ethic emphasizing loyalty and dedication. The image of the dutiful samurai, willing to sacrifice everything for honor and master, continues to inspire and define ideals of personal integrity in Japan. The ninja, while more hidden in history, contributed a different but equally compelling thread to Japan's identity. They introduced the art of strategic deception, laying the groundwork for intelligence and special forces tactics in military history. Beyond warfare, the mythos of the ninja, mysterious, clever, seemingly supernatural in ability, has become a beloved piece of folklore and popular culture worldwide. In Japan, regions like Iga proudly celebrate their ninja heritage. There are museums, festivals, and schools dedicated to preserving and teaching the ways of the ninja. Tourists flock to Iga and Koga to experience ninja history firsthand, and children and adults everywhere still thrill to ninja legends. The ninja's legacy of ingenuity and resilience, surviving in the face of impossible odds, resonates strongly. Together, samurai and ninja represent two halves of the Japanese spirit. One values duty, honor, and public service. The other prizes resourcefulness, secrecy, and the ability to endure and adapt. Both halves have enriched Japan's history and fueled imaginations far beyond its shores. Their stories are still told today, and their legacies continue to captivate and inspire people all over the world. In truth, the tale of samurai versus ninja isn't a story of good versus evil, but a complex saga of two extraordinary archetypes, each fighting for survival. Ultimately, two sides of the same coin that is Japan's soul. So, who do you think would win in an ultimate showdown? A master samurai or a cunning ninja? It's a tough call, and we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Did the samurai's honorable steel triumph, or did the ninja's stealth and wits carry the day? Let us know who you're rooting for and why. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Japanese history, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more exciting history showdowns, and don't miss Atya.